Well, thank you all for coming here. We're very, very excited about this project, and I'd like to thank the National Shooting and Sports Foundation for this generous donation, which you're going to have announced in just a minute by Steve Sinetti, their executive. I'm proud to be joined here by my fellow mayors, Mike Tetreault and John Harkins. Mayor O'Leary is participating in this as well, but he was unable to be here. Gun locks are a safe, simple, and effective way to keep people safe in their home. Gun ownership is a right, but with the right comes responsibilities to keep our weapons safe. And we're very, very encouraged by this announcement that you'll hear in the future, in the near future here, because it just takes a matter of seconds for an accident to occur. And we want to make sure children in the homes are safe, and we want to make sure that the gun is operated by the person who the gun was intended to be operated by. So we're very excited about this announcement. Without any further ado, I'd like to introduce Steve Sinetti, the Executive Director of the National Shooting and Sports Foundation here in Newtown, Connecticut. Steve?
Thank you, sir.
Welcome.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here as a father and, unfortunately, a grandfather to talk a very important topic of firearm safety and the steps that firearms owners can use to help prevent firearms accidents and misuse. First, let me express my sincere thanks and appreciation to Bridgeport Mayor Bill Finch for taking the initiative to make possible the distribution of firearm safety kits in his city, and for involving fellow municipal cities, chief executives, and police officers to help make this a regional firearm safety initiative. I'd also like to thank Waterbury Mayor Neil O'Leary, Stratford Mayor John Harkins, Fairfield First Selectman Michael Tetreault, and law enforcement departments represented here today for their support in bringing Project Childsafe to this area of Connecticut. Project Childsafe is the largest and most comprehensive firearm safety program in the United States. This program was developed by my organization, the National Shooting Sports Foundation, which is the trade association for the firearms industry, an industry that for more than 50 years has made firearm safety a top priority. The practice of firearms manufacturers including appropriate locking devices along with every new firearm sold was begun right here in Connecticut by Mossberg and Ruger, and is now virtually universal. Project Childsafe delivers free locks and safe storage materials to existing firearms owners, and firearms accidents have plummeted by 22% in the last 10 years to a 100-year low, thankfully now constituting less than 1% of all fatal accidents in the United States. And I'd like to think that this great program had something at least to do with that. Project Childsafe was once the recipient of millions of dollars in supporting grants from the U.S. Justice Department, but unfortunately in recent years, due to federal budget tightening, the program is now funded solely by my organization, the National Shooting Sports Foundation. Project Childsafe operates in cooperation with law enforcement, which distributes firearm safety kits free of charge to gun owners. Over 36 million firearm safety kits and locks have been distributed during the last 10 years of the program. The majority of law enforcement agencies in the United States, over 15,000, have participated in this public service program, and we're pleased to continue to provide many of them with program materials year after year after year. These safety devices include, and you can see them on a table, a cable-style gun locking device that fits most types of firearms, and a firearm safety education brochure that discusses safe handling and appropriate safe storage options in the home. The posters show you that safe storage options can include the use of a gun safe, a gun cabinet, a lockable box, a gun case, or any other locking devices. And with these devices, any firearm can be secured right now. The program's goal is to help prevent access to firearms when not in use by unauthorized persons, including children, at-risk individuals, and individuals legally prohibited from possessing any firearm. And it must be said that had the mother who owned the firearms in Sandy Hook kept her firearms securely away from her son, who she knew to be an at-risk individual, that horrible, unspeakable tragedy would not have occurred. Nearly all firearms accidents and misuse in the home can be prevented by following a few simple, safe storage steps. To prevent unauthorized access to firearms, we have long recommended storing guns unloaded and in locked storage when not in use, with ammunition stored separately in a locked location. And hiding a gun is not safe storage. Today is a great day for responsible firearms owners to remind themselves that their firearm storage methods should follow the guidelines provided by Project Childsafe. And today is also a reminder that this is a program we can all agree upon. It saves lives. It works. And by working together, we can all help prevent firearms accidents and misuse, a goal that we all most sincerely want. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Steve.
Thank you.
Well, we're really, I know, talking to John and Mike, we're really excited to get started on this. So, John, why don't you say a few words?
Sure. Thank you, Mayor Finch. Thank you, Stephen, for coming forward and allowing this program and letting us participate. When Mayor Finch called me up and talked about the program and said that free gun locks are going to be handed out and gave me a little bit more in detail, I thought, geez, what a great thing to do and to have in your community, particularly given the climate we're now faced with the debate on guns and the tragedy in Newtown. But this is a proactive stance, and it makes sense, and it's something that all gun owners should have, is not only safes where they can put their guns, but also to secure them so that individuals, at-risk individuals and children, can't get at them. I mean, we all know that kids tend to get into the cupboard and can get cookies, and they're pretty creative on how to get things where sometimes they're not supposed to go, and certainly this is a proactive measure. So I thank you, Stephen, for coming forward. Stratford's appreciative of the 500 gun locks. And by the way, these cost about $10 a piece. So between Fairfield and Stratford, it's about $5,000 of free gun locks that our police officers or our police departments will be able to hand out to the public on a first-come, first-served basis. So it's a proactive measure. It's a good measure. I encourage you to continue the program in the future and get the message out about gun safety. And there are a lot of things we can do right now, common sense measures. This is one of them. Thank you.
Mike Tetreault?
Thank you, Mayor. And thank you again. This is a great program. In the last couple months, we've had a lot of talk, a lot of discussion about what laws we should pass, what's appropriate, what isn't. The debate's gone back and forth. What's great about this program is it takes no new laws. Immediately, only authorized people can access a gun. And most importantly, there's no cost, thanks to your support and thanks to your donation. So we can start this tomorrow. The world can be safer, our cities can be safer, our kids can be safer tomorrow for no cost. There isn't a better program than that in this time. No new laws. We can stop the debate for now, get this in place, continue to debate on a larger issue that takes place, but we don't have to debate this anymore. We can put it in action. So thank you very much again for giving us that opportunity to make our communities safer starting right now.
And I would add that there's no Republican or Democratic way to keep people safer, right? And certainly our chiefs are all here supporting us, and I don't know if any of them would like to say a few words. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. Good afternoon, everybody. I'd like to thank NSSF as well. We've talked a lot about responsible gun ownership over the last few months, and I think this is a great way to encourage responsible gun ownership. Certainly, our fire department has been at the forefront in handing out smoke alarms, sir. So I will take this as a challenge, as a personal challenge, to see how many of these we can actually hand out.
You have to pass out more than 36,000.
36,000. That's a lot of $10 gun locks. But seriously, this is really a very simple way to encourage responsible gun ownership. It's a part of our culture, gun ownership. There's always been weapons in my house. I'm a third-generation police officer. We've always had guns in the house. It's always been about responsible gun ownership and securing the weapon when it was home. And so this gives us an opportunity to educate people, train people, and promote safe gun ownership. So we appreciate it. Thank you.
And just in conclusion, I know that Mike and John would join with me. There's no higher responsibility that mayors have than public safety. That is the highest responsibility that we have. And it's great to have partners like our police departments and NSSF working with us to have that other layer of protection. As the chief mentioned, we've installed 36,000 smoke detectors in homes in the city of Bridgeport. We encourage people to take the Coast Guard boating safety course because we're a coastal community. So all these things are meant to promote public safety. They don't cost any money. They don't require new laws, which is good news, because getting laws out of Hartford and Washington is pretty difficult these days. So we're just digging in and doing something pragmatic.